Why is it that these white folks, anything that will progress or anything that will make black people outstanding, these people literally do not like it? Why? Why is it that anything that is concerning black progress, it is like you're giving them a lot of stress? They don't like it. They will look for one way or the other to paint the situation and make it look as if black people are 100% the problem. A white man set his camera, turn on his ring light, switch on his mic, and there is nothing stupid that can come out of his mouth but what you guys are about to watch. I wonder why some of those white folks are really delusional. To be honest, because at the end of the day, I keep asking myself, is it every single thing you pick up your phone and then you start recording or you start talking? Even if you don't know what to say, why not channel that energy to your white folks? Because a black woman is not standing is not a problem. It's now a very big problem. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Sonia. Subscribe, like, comment, and share. Credit belongs to the original creator of every single clips and stitches I have in my today's episode. With that being said, let's dive right into this video and I'll be back with commentaries.
This morning when I heard that Jasmine Crockett has officially thrown her hat in the ring for the U.S. Senate race in Texas. And then this was my face when the video immediately after that announcement was her saying Israel has a right to defend itself.
I'm convinced that y'all started paying attention to politics like last year. Why does this surprise y'all? America has been allies with Israel for 70 plus years. Why does this fucking surprise y'all? And why do y'all only apply the litmus test to black women that are running for political office? Huh? Because it's so interesting that this video comes out when Jasmine announces her run for Senate and not when James did. Because mind you, they have the same fucking views. But of course, the black woman is held to the higher fucking standard. Critiquing the black woman gets you more fucking views. Because that's all this performance is about. Pretending to give a fuck about another cause just so you could showcase your racial bias. That's it.
Excuse me? Girl,
You're excused. And I'm gonna be honest, a lot of these white political activists online, y'all need to unpack your racial bias before you start posting more videos. Honestly, truly. Just because you became radicalized from a few posts on the fucking internet doesn't mean that you've unpacked your fucking racial biases or your racism. And just because you're not actively saying slurs every day doesn't mean you're not racist. If your first thought is to criticize the black woman over the white man that is doing the same exact fucking thing.
Jasmine, you know I support you.
And I'm not gonna lie, this is a weird way of showing support. Genuinely, I would hate to be your friend.
Hate that a lot. What's going on there? What's going on there?
I could ask you the same thing. What the fuck is going on? Was your goal before filming this video, was it to one, shit on Jasmine Crockett, and then two, be as cringy as possible?
Because I thought, I was under the impression that going forward, this new progressive wing of the Democratic Party was all about detaching ourselves from AIPAC, denouncing AIPAC, not blindly supporting Israel.
Mind you, Jasmine Crockett has never taken AIPAC money. So the denouncement is her refusing the fucking AIPAC money. But it's so obvious to me when people only get their politics from the internet. You don't have any political conversations in real life. It's obvious. And then you're in New York talking about Texas fucking politics. Of course. The issues in the campaign is going to be different than one in New York. And mind you, Mamdani also was standing with Israel in New York. Because, shocker, America is fucking pro-Israel. And just because the 6 people in your TikTok live said otherwise, and when one is saying this, it does not say that they support Israel. It's just stating the fucking facts that America is pro-Israel.
So why does it seem that the second you decide to run for higher office, you go centrist on us, you go both sides on us?
Yeah, you're dumb as fuck. So you think Jasmine came out with all this Israel stuff right after she launched her campaign for Senate? Or was it the online TikTok fucking leftists went and found the shit, lied about it, and started spreading it that same fucking day? Because there's a narrative going around that Jasmine went to Israel in 2024. Look that up on Google. You won't find any information about it because it doesn't exist. It only exists on TikTok and Twitter. What actually happened was August of 2023. That makes a big fucking difference. Because that's before a lot of these online TikTok leftists even knew what Palestine was.
And I know, this is a nuanced thing. It may very well be.
So if it's nuanced, then why aren't you giving it the required nuance, my love? But if it was a white man, I promise that nuance would be there.
Like a subtle social media push from, I don't know, Team Tallarico or otherwise to try to discredit her. But
why would you want a white man that has the same fucking opinions to discredit a black woman? Huh? Quickly. This is why we say there's a racial bias, because you automatically assume that James Tallarico had a better or different opinion on Israel than Jasmine did. Didn't even care to do the research.
Like, at the end of the day, like, she said that.
And did you watch the whole clip? Or just the one that the online TikTok leftist posted? There are so many political content creators that use their platform so fucking dangerously because they don't do the proper research. You watch a couple videos and you post about it. That's dangerous when you have a platform.
Please don't, for 1 second, misinterpret this to mean that I'm advocating for Tallarico over Crockett. No.
What did you want this video to do? Because looking at the comments, it did exactly that. There's people in the comments only talking about James. Talking down on Jasmine for the same things that James is doing. Impact over intent, right? Your intent might not have been this. Don't know how it couldn't have been, but your impact was fucked.
No. I think if we have the choice between another white guy or a highly educated, highly qualified black woman, in not just Congress, but in the Senate, we need that.
So palm to palm, I need y'all to understand, palm to palm, right? This is still racism, right? I want the black woman, but I need her to be 100,000 fucking % perfect. But the white man, I don't want the white man, but like, he's not held at the same standard. Like, that's still a fucking issue, my love.
But then again, I don't live in Texas. I don't know what the vibe is over there, so.
Well, duh, that was fucking obvious.
How are y'all feeling? Have you heard about this? Is it complete BS? At this point, it's so early. She literally just announced anything could happen. Anything.
Again, let's normalize doing some research after you watch the video before you make your own fucking video. Why are you asking us if it's bullshit or not? You just made a 2-minute video telling us about this information. How are you gonna say at the end, guys, is this real or is it just bullshit? Huh?
And number one on her list should be clearing that out.
According to who? You can't even vote for her.
Really embarrassing, incredibly narcissistic ad. She also went on one of those paid pro-Israel trips where they do propaganda with the IOF war criminals. Some people will be quick to point out, well, she doesn't take money from AIPAC. This? Absolutely unacceptable. The whole point of criticizing people from taking money from AIPAC is that they're being bribed to support the Israeli regime. Doing it for free doesn't make it any better. She always votes with the Israeli regime in their funding.
No one has done more damage to Palestinians in Gaza in recent history than she has, because she helped make their destruction politically possible. Through her influence, she is complicit in the election of Donald Trump, therefore accelerating the ethnic cleansing, genocide of Palestinians, and the destruction of Gaza. This past year should have taught her and everyone that not voting for harm reduction has consequences. It is life or death, and she shows death for people that she will never have to face. Her white privilege allows her to gamble with genocide because she is largely unaffected by the fascist Trump policies that she helped put into place. No one is kidnapping her family members off of the street. Drones aren't surveillancing her neighborhood. She is not getting bombed in her sleep. She wakes up safe every day while entire bloodlines are being erased because of the choices that she helped make. From the comfort of the United States of America, like white people usually do, she appoints herself a spokesperson for Palestinian suffering, while directly contributing to the conditions that intensify that very genocide. That is not solidarity. You are complicit in said genocide. I truly believe that Jasmine Crockett and James Tallarico are two absolute powerhouses with the potential to reshape the political future of Texas. And that matters because Texas is arguably the hardest state in the country to vote in because of deliberate voter suppression. Neither one of them is a perfect candidate, but we need both of them in Texas, and I will be happy if either one of them wins. There has been a lot of misinformation and disinformation about these two recently in regards to their stance on Gaza and AIPAC. AIPAC represents the problem with money and politics. And if we are going to talk about AIPAC, then we need to hold our politicians' feet to the fire and ask why, in the richest country on earth, people are still being crushed by medical debt. Why we still don't have universal health care, why families are going bankrupt and lives are being destroyed because someone got sick. No one should be dying because they cannot afford cancer treatment. Why don't we have affordable housing? Why don't we have affordable childcare? Why does higher education come with crushing lifelong debt? Why has the minimum wage been stuck at $7.25 for nearly 20 years while the cost of everything else skyrockets? These are all things that our country can afford for our citizens, but we do not have because of the role that money and politics plays. These are the questions that we need to be asking. People like her never offer a viable plan or any real solutions, nor do they talk about how damaging the Republican opposition is not only to the people of Palestine, but to all of us globally. And if this past year taught us anything, it is this. The narrative that she keeps pushing didn't lead to justice. It did not lead to liberation. No lives were protected. In fact, quite the contrary. It only helped galvanize and protect the oppressive system. The only measurable outcome has been suffering, and that suffering has fallen overwhelmingly on Black and brown people, both here and across the world. Just more harm, more death, and more people that she is pretending to care about, including Palestinians, who are now paying the price so that she feels politically righteous and superior.
You ain't demure, honey.
Make this very fucking clear, and I want the people in the back to hear me. Palestine is not a key issue for me when it comes to voting in next year's election. It's not even in the top fucking 10 for me, my boy. And you can call me whatever the fuck you want. If you think my litmus test is going to be on how people see Palestine right now instead of what's going on in my fucking country, bitch, you got me fucked up. They will not come before the issues in America. If you feel the litmus test for every candidate running in office should be Palestine, take your ass to Palestine. Because right now, my litmus test is if that fucking Democrat can unseat that motherfucking Republican. Right now, the ACA subsidies are gone. Everybody's health care is about to either triple or double. Food prices have not gone down. People can barely afford to eat. My voter rights as a Black person is about to be fucked with, okay? I just watched my home state of Texas be gerrymandered the fuck where I don't see no blue whatsoever. Black women are dying at a higher rate in hospitals while they're giving birth. I watched a Black woman in Georgia be a fucking incubator and her baby is still sitting in fucking NICU. We are watching families be torn apart in this goddamn country, bitch, and you got me worried about that as a key issue? I'm worried about these goddamn tariffs that have made billions of dollars this year on top of the taxes we already motherfucking pay. I'm worried about next year when people get ready to file for their taxes, they're gonna have to pay a fucking arm and a leg just to get it done because the government no longer provides it. Our education system is being dismantled and put in certain places so it don't fucking exist anymore. That way white Christian nationalists can take over our education system, indoctrinate all our fucking children and leave them dumb as shit. But you want the fucking key issue to be Palestine? If you don't sit damn where, I will not be putting Palestine before my fucking country. I will not be putting Palestine before my fucking people. I will not be putting Palestine before my fucking health. I will not be putting Palestine before my motherfucking pocket so I can fucking survive. You've lost your mind. Now, let's make a disclaimer because I know how y'all like to fuck shit up. Do I not care about Palestine? Yes, I do. But like I've been saying, I can't help nobody if I can't take care of myself first. So like I said before, put your life jacket on before you try to go out and save somebody else, or both of your asses are gonna fucking drown.
Stop platforming these people, because now that one creator got everybody saying litmus test. Litmus test for this and litmus test for that. That's that same creator y'all listen to with that awful take about Beyonce and those really weird takes about VP Harris. And then that creator took the money they made from the videos with those bad takes in them and went to a Beyonce concert. Y'all still listening to these folks after they've proven that they don't care about vulnerable and marginalized communities here? Y'all still listening to these folks when they have demonstrated that they have no plan, that there is no course of action. They just want to demonstrate how good they are and how absolutely superior they are to everybody else. Meanwhile, they've been virtually useless this entire time. And now we're listening to them about a litmus test?
Litmus test is food. The litmus test is having a chronic illness and having to decide if you're able to continue treatment or pay your bills. There's a mother somewhere right now telling her kids that she's not hungry because the SNAP benefits are not enough and the wages are not livable. It's not personal enough for some of y'all. When the SNAP benefits was cut off, did you have to buy groceries for someone you know or go to a food pantry and drop groceries off for them? No? You know the saying, you can't pour from an empty cup? You can't feed from an empty bowl. Y'all are asking the oppressed to free the oppressed. Y'all are not reading the room. And the truth is that y'all are being paternalistic. Y'all want to tell people what they should care about while you're sitting there not missing no meals. Going to the doctor annually for your physical. Let me give y'all an analogy so y'all know what y'all sound like. Imagine you're in school and there's a math test coming up. In your household, you have a stay-at-home mom, a nanny, and a tutor. They've been prepping you for this math test for months, and you have enough time to watch TV and hang out with your siblings every night before eating a family dinner together every night. The rest of your classmates have to work every day after school, and hopefully they can get home in time to pick up their siblings because they have to help their parents raise their siblings because their parents are working every day. Not only do they work after school, but they work on the weekends, and their parents are just making enough to get by. When they come home from work every day, they're yelling and screaming because they're tired and stressed. Now, after you drop your sibling off at school in the morning, you have to show up at school and take the same test. Now it's time to take the test. Everybody but you in the room is sweating and looking at this math like it's in Spanish. You breeze through the test, finish early, scream out, "That was too easy. We need more challenging work." And then turn around after class and ask everybody to sign a petition for organic food in the cafeteria. Now everybody's looking at you like you're crazy. That's what y'all sound like. You're asking people to put aside the fact that they're hungry right now to make a decision based on anything but what they're currently experiencing because you believe that that's the right thing to care about, even while y'all are grossly misrepresenting what this black woman said. Please, miss me with this litmus test. Honestly, your privilege is screaming at us.
Listen, y'all, if you're an American and you need a litmus test, your litmus test should be the American people. Period, point blank. Your litmus test should be for black women, disabled black women, disabled trans black women. Once you start centering those identities more, that should be your litmus test. That doesn't mean we don't care about Palestine. That means we don't care about Sudan or the Congo. No, we have to put the oxygen mask on us before we can put it on other people. Because what your litmus test got us last election is, you said, being literally cut. So all that money and funding that you're so worried about going to Is Not Real is now not going to help with food and medicine for other countries. Your litmus test literally has people being ripped out of their cars, being arrested while they are working or going into their court cases. Your litmus test has HIV and AIDS medication being stopped and unfunded, so people are now going without their medications. Your litmus test literally is hurting American people. We live in a flawed system, and it's not perfect. But that's the American system that we have, and we have to vote accordingly. Because y'all voting for third party, for another grifter, another imperfect politician is not helping us. You not voting is getting these people elected who are going to hurt us and not help us. If you are not going to learn from the past, and you're going to keep repeating this problem, you are going to continue to hurt more and more Americans, which is in effect going to hurt more and more people from other countries across the globe. Stop holding some of these politicians to higher standards that you are not putting across the board. That is my issue that we are having in this country now, and it's sad. If you want a perfect candidate, you run. But until we can fix this system, we have got to move accordingly with this system. And if you want a revolution, cause that revolution. Get involved. Instead of getting on the internet and telling people how they need to vote and where they need to vote, because it's not helping us, and we could be doing better.
Pretending that Black Americans are new to this, because before 2020, before 2024, before October 7th, we understood the assignment. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. Yes, we know that. That wasn't just poetry. That was a strategy. Y'all continue to bring up MLK and Malcolm. Okay, let's talk about Malcolm. Malcolm didn't see Palestine as a foreign issue. He understood that white supremacy is global, with borders, with bombs, with banks. It's a global system with badges. That's why he reframed Black America as a human rights issue, not just a civil rights debate. Same framework the Palestinians use. Same framework that the Sudanese and the Congolese are forced into. Different locations, same machinery. And the Black Panther Party didn't water this down. They sharpened it. The Panthers openly aligned with Palestinian liberation movements. They studied occupation, militarized police, surveillance, and counterinsurgency because they were living it too as Black Americans. COINTELPRO here, military occupation there. Same empire, same fear, the organizing of oppressed people. And the Panthers were very clear. Jewish people were never the enemy. Imperialism is, white supremacy is, and white supremacy is global, worldwide. So when liberals tell Black Americans that the Palestine issue should be our only issue, should be our litmus test on who we vote for, those liberals are revealing how little they know about real liberation. Because if we cannot trust politicians to protect us here, while our rights are being erased in law, language, education, housing, healthcare, then what exactly are we being asked to sacrifice? And be honest, y'all are telling us they need to help the people over there, while our citizenship is being questioned. Our children are being criminalized. Our bodies are being policed, and our labor is being quietly re-enslaved. Yes, we want liberation in Palestine, and in Congo, and in Sudan. The whole of Africa needs to be free of imperialism and of white supremacy. And we also want our children to be able to walk outside without being treated like contraband, without ice cream trucks circling our neighborhoods, and without Blackness being written as disposable. We care about multiple things at once, and we always have. And that's why Black Americans are being attacked for supporting Jasmine Crockett. Not because we don't see her votes, we do, but because we see what she names. She names racism. She names white supremacy. She names authoritarianism to its face without flinching. And that matters, because political power at home is how we pressure empire abroad. Malcolm X and the Black Panthers knew this. Yes, liberation is global, but it's fought locally. If Black Americans are erased, silenced, stripped of our rights, our safety, our voices, then we can't become better allies. We disappear. And disappeared people don't stop bombs. Organized, protected, and politically powered people do. So stop. Centering Black Americans is not selfish, and it should be number one on your litmus test, because it's how we build strength to fight for Palestine, Sudan, Congo, and everyone else oppressed by empire. Survival is not betrayal. It's the foundation. Because historically, when Black Americans thrive, so does everyone else. Because in the United States, Black Americans are at the bottom of the racial hierarchy by design. So that means when policies, protections, and material conditions improve enough to actually uplift Black people from the bottom of that racial hierarchy, then they're strong enough to lift everybody else too, because everybody else is above us. So your litmus test should be Black Americans, racism, white supremacy, and anti-authoritarianism. Fix it.
Politicians accountable. You're disciplining a Black woman for surviving. James Talarico gets context. Jasmine Crockett gets crucified. He gets explanations. She gets threats of abandonment. You say principles. What you mean is obedience. You knew the rules before she ran. No one holds federal office in this country without backing Israel. Refuse and you are branded a traitor. You lose committee power. You lose funding, you lose protection, and you become symbolic. And symbols do nothing for material change. You are not naive, you are selective. You don't ask white men to burn their careers for your moral comfort. You ask black women to self-destruct to prove purity. This is anti-blackness dressed up as activists. This deja vu is very real. You fractured coalitions before. You did it in November. You watched the consequences and you learned nothing. You keep chasing ideological perfection while fascists chase power. Guess who keeps winning? You say you are building a better world. You sabotage the few people inside the building, and then you act shocked when nothing changes. Let me say this clearly. I am tired of 400 years of fighting, tired of sacrificing peace for movements that eat their own, tired of being told to wait, vote, organize, educate, explain, march, forgive, repeat. I do not want the mountaintop anymore. I want safety. I want healthcare without fear. I want to exist without my race being a liability. I want a life where survival is not a political argument. You think the system will spare you because you are white. History says otherwise. Power never stops at its first target. You are not immune. You are just last in line. So ask yourself, what is the goal? Who does this help? And why is it always black women paying the price? If you cannot answer that honestly, you are not a part of the solution and you are part of the problem.
The truth is, anything that wants to bring black progress, these white people are ready to take it out. And just for the sake of content creation, a lot of them have been able to have a platform that they can at least say any rubbish out of their mouths. And you know, the most annoying part is the fact that some of these things that these white folks can literally just say, and TikTok will eventually leave those videos to keep flying. If a black person should just say that, TikTok will pull that video down. I know countless videos I've did about the orange man that has not even gotten to any level of hate. TikTok shoots down those videos automatically, remove those videos, and even gave my account a restriction. So that is why sometimes when I see some videos that people usually do, and you go to TikTok platforms, the videos are still there, I keep asking myself, is this not the level of being biased that we've literally been talking about? Every single thing that will bring black progress, every single thing that will make a black person stand out, these people will literally want to pop nose. And if not for the sake or for the contents of content creating, a lot of them literally do not even follow news. I can tell you that a lot of them do not even know what they will literally come on their platform to say. That is why whenever they see a black person say one thing, they duplicate it and then start reacting on it. Whether you like it or not, Jasmine never said you should come vote for her. Jasmine never asked for your opinion. They have other people that are contesting. Talk to those people. Go dig up the histories of those people. It's as simple as ABCD. You people just love to find fault in every single thing that black people do. But the one thing for sure is anyone that is choosing, anyone that is blessed, anyone at all, the light cannot be dim. And those are black Americans. You should know that if every single thing that has literally been happening years after years, nothing has been able to break black Americans down, it is not now that they are going to be broken down. And I love the answer that this other white man actually gave. That is why sometimes I just like to give credit to some of these white men that knows the truth and are standing up or owing up to the truth. Because I will keep saying it, it is not every single person that knows the truth that is coming out to say the truth. A lot of them know the truth, but they will still come back and still lie to your face. But it is well. Who God has blessed, no man can curse. Let me know what you think about this video. Credit belongs to the original creators of every single clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. I want to say a very big thank you to every single one of you liking my videos, dropping commentary, subscribing. I do not take you guys for granted. You guys are absolutely the best. And you guys, thank you for joining my membership and thank you for always sending super thanks. I appreciate you guys so much from the depth of my heart. With that being said, with no further ado, I'd like to say in my videos, I'm going to be saying bye, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Let me know what you think, and I want to get your honest opinion in the comment section. Bye for now. I love you guys.